Many of us are wrestling with perceived obstacles as it relates to age and assume now I'm in a season of my life and I can't do this. I'm not as hot as I used to be. I'm not as spicy as I used to be. Not realizing that God put stories like Sarah in the Bible, not to tell 90-year-old women to have a baby, but he puts that in the Bible to show you that I can cause you to give birth to something in a season where other people feel like it's too late. Spiritual disciplines aren't in place to slow you down. They actually speed you up. While other people are straining, while other people are sweating, you can be stepping your way there. Is there anybody here tonight that's made a decision that I want to experience spiritual acceleration? I want God to do it for me swiftly. They have an hour head start, hours worth of head start. And the average person would feel like I'm behind schedule. And I know there's some people in this room, if you're in ministry, you felt that way at one point or another. You're seeing people, they're further in the journey than you are, and you feel like you're behind schedule. And that experience can create anxiety because it can cause us to feel like I'm never going to be able to catch up. Many of us are wrestling with perceived obstacles as it relates to age and assume now I'm in a season of my life and I can't do this. I'm not as hot as I used to be. I'm not as spicy as I used to be. Not realizing that God put stories like Sarah in the Bible, not to tell 90-year-old women to have a baby, but he puts that in the Bible to show you that I can cause you to give birth to something in a season where other people feel like it's too late. I want to know, am I talking to anybody here that believes it's not too late? When he engages in the act of self-care and practices spiritual disciplines, he gets further faster. I'm getting ready to start a teaching at our church, a series at our church this Sunday is called Air Force. And the series is on prayer. And one of the principles that I saw as I've been studying this is that the enemy never directly attacks what he's after. He never directly attacks. So if he's after my progress, he doesn't attack my progress. He attacks the things that make me progress. So he never comes after my strength by coming after my strength. He comes after my strength by coming after the things that make me strong. And Jesus engages in this spiritual discipline of prayer. And you cannot read the New Testament and not see the prioritization of this from the Gospels through the epistles. Even in Acts 6, the apostles organized infrastructure so that they could give themselves to the ministry of the word and to prayer. Because they understood something that you see this imagery more so in the Old Testament. They understood watchman imagery. Like they understood their responsibility not to just be proclaimers, but to be prayers. That they are watchmen and who watch souls. And they've been assigned jurisdictions that they're responsible for. And if they aren't covering their jurisdictions in prayer, who else is doing it?
Do you know that the quality of your life is based on the quality of your decisions? And the quality of your decisions is based on the quality of information that you have. So that means you need reliable sources of information, and the most reliable source of information in the world is the Bible. But you know what? Most people don't understand it. And if you want to understand the Bible, God is enough, but Sunday is not. I want to help you understand. I want to help you interpret and apply. I want to help you explain the Bible better. This is why I'm inviting you to be a part of my tribe called Bible U.
Jesus spends hours and is able to get in prayer, and he's able to get there in minutes. Because God redeems time. Did you hear what I just said, family? He got it. God redeems time. Redeems means to buy back, right? To purchase. So when I say he redeems time, if it means to buy back, it doesn't mean to release more, it means to buy back. So if he redeems time, it doesn't mean he gives me more time. It means he takes the time I got left. And he says, I'm gonna do so much in the time you got left that it's gonna make up for all the time that you wasted. He says, I'm gonna give you one door. And I can open one door for you in 2022, and that one door can make up for 5 years of closed doors because I'm the God that redeems time. Jesus catches up, right? He's walking on the water, and the disciples say, it's a ghost. I want to know where their theology is. Like, what? Okay. They say it's a ghost. Here's my question. How have you ate with someone, walked with someone, rode with someone, learned from someone, been so close to someone for 3 years and not know what they look like? I walk through the airport in a mask and people know who I am. They had no idea. How have you been so close to someone that long and you can't recognize him? Maybe because God doesn't always look like God in a storm. Did you hear what I just said? I said, remember, because there's some, God doesn't know, and so you ever been in a storm? You're like, where's God? He's like, I'm here. But I don't always show up looking like what you think I look like. And sometimes you got to give it time before you label a thing. Because they were calling him a ghost when he was far away, but then they called him Jesus when he got closer. And there are some things, if you don't give God time to show you what he's doing, you will label prematurely. And you will call it a burden in this season, and you'll look back and say, that was a blessing. Is there anybody that can look back over your life and say, there are times where I was calling something one thing when I was in it, but now that I am out of it, you called it a breakup. Now you calling it a breakthrough. So they're like, that's Jesus. Peter said, okay, Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water. Guys, this is so important here. Peter was not attempting to simply walk on water. That's not the text. Peter is attempting to get close to Jesus. He's not trying to perform the extraordinary just to perform the extraordinary. He's not trying to do something miraculous just to do something miraculous. He's trying to get to Jesus. He said, if it's you, tell me to come. And Jesus says, come. And it says, Peter got down out of the boat, walked on water, and went toward Jesus. If it's you, tell me. If you look at it, you'll see it's in the text. We read it together. This is what Peter said. Tell me to come to you on the water. Is that the text? That's what he says. Jesus says, come. Let's try it again. Peter said, tell me to come to you on the water. Jesus said, come. This side's getting it. Peter said, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water. Jesus said, come. Peter says, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water. Detail. See it? There's detail in Peter's request. Tell me to come to you on the water. Jesus does not respond with detail. All Jesus says is come. And some people never go because come is not enough for them. Sometimes all you're going to get is a come. He's not going to give you the details. He's not going to give you the blueprint. He's not going to give you the whole game plan. But you got to step out of the boat on a come.